Alright, this is Newbie 5, and here is our lovely working solar panel factory. What we're going to do today is we're going to add on to this by sticking a HV solar array component onto this side of the factory. First thing we're going to do is just make a couple of adjustments to the way that this is working at the moment, because I noticed after I finished making the video last time there was a little bottleneck. This should be pretty easy to fix. There's a couple of things that I forgot to do. The first one was where we've got, I believe, tin there. I've not put anything in the filter, so tin's just pulling out as quickly as it likes. So we're just going to grab some tin here and make sure that we've got 4 tin coming out at a time there. Then we are going to, then we're going to go over here. Now basically the biggest bottleneck that we've got here is refined iron. Okay, so in this box here, obviously we're getting loads and loads of refined iron coming in, way more than we need for the craft of electric circuits. So what we're going to do is pop that there, and what that will do is that will filter. So basically it will try to go to both at the same time because they're of equal distance, and that's going to fill this box here, which is making our machine blocks up more. We've got another pipe coming in from underneath there that's filling this in, so it's going to provide enough refined iron for this box here and enough refined iron, and the overflow is going to go into here. Now there's a tip that I didn't show you guys before because I totally forgot. Something that I use called craft box slot blocking. I haven't seen this on any of the videos, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I do this. So we're going to empty my inventory out a little bit here. Now slot blocking is dead easy. You can do it with anything. We're going to use some cobblestone because that is the easiest way to do it. There we go. Now what you do is pretty much what we've got going on here is there is too much refined iron coming into this box and it's overflowing. That's a waste of resources. We don't need that much refined iron to be sitting and waiting, not being used. 1 or even just 2 stacks would be absolutely plenty in here. So there's a trick that we can use. If we remove all this refined iron from in here and replace it with a block of anything that we want, cobblestone is fine. If we take out the rest of it, there we go. Now the craft box can't use these slots anymore. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to fill up these 2 slots and then it will be saturated. It will be full. So it won't continue filling these slots up and wasting all of our resources. Now that is great for refined iron, but it's going to be even better over here because we're going to be using some quite expensive components like diamonds, and we don't necessarily want a ton of diamonds floating around the place all the time. So what we can do is fill up our craft boxes, or slot block our craft boxes, so that only a certain amount of resource goes in there, and the rest of the resource will be going into the places that it's actually required. And you can do that any way you like. I'm not going to go through and do this here now, but so after removing that little bottleneck and making it so that we've got more refined iron going into that box, there we go. We've got much more stuff coming in here now. So I don't want ticking going on while I'm trying to do the next craft. In between these 2 timers here, I'm going to stick a switch, a lever. I'm going to turn that off, and that will turn both of our timers off, which makes it good having both the timers next to each other. So let's go over here. Let's start. Let's get this show on the road. So we're going to need much the same components as we did last time. We're going to need filters. We'll grab some filters. We'll need another screwdriver. And this is basically going to get us going in exactly the same way we were before. We're going to need some chests. You can use regular chests or iron chests if you want. Regular chests are fine. Iron chests hold a little bit more. And we've already got some pneumatic pipes, so that's great. So that should do us for now. Oh, and the other thing we're going to need is a couple more condensers. 3 more condensers, in fact. Great. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to get back this pipe up a little bit. We're going to pop these here. We're going to need 2 condensers, 2 new condensers on this side, and we're going to need 1 condenser on that side. That's nice and easy. Right, we'll extend our pipes out this way, so that the condensers are going to get filled with dark matter or whatever it is we're using to fill our boxes. And we're going to stick filters against them. So filter here and here. which is great. Now we're not going to need to use all of these boxes, so we're going to utilise that space a little bit better. So, in our 2 new boxes, in our first box we're going to want wood. Just regular wood planks. They're going to go in there. That's great. And in that filter we're going to stick 4 wood planks, because it needs to pull out 4 at a time. In this box we're going to need diamonds. So this is one of the reasons that this box is all the way at the end, because diamonds are expensive and it's going to use up a lot of our EMC, and what we don't want is, if this diamond box was in the middle, all our dark matter would be coming down here and it'd be filling up the diamond box, and we don't want it to be doing that. We're going to leave it till the end, so make sure that all the other boxes are as full as they can be before it starts using up all the EMC for diamonds. So we need 1 diamond at a time coming out of that filter, which is fine. Great. So, the next thing that we're going to need to do is over here. We don't need glass, we don't need coal, so we've got a bit of space to use here. We do need redstone, so we're going to stick a filter right in front of the redstone. There we go. The redstone is going to be pulling into a box, so we're going to have the box there. Now, we're going to need two different lots of redstone. Actually, I think we might need 3 lots of redstone, but for now, we're going to need 2 lots of redstone. So, the first pull of our redstone is going to be coming in this direction. Okay, so we're going to pull some redstone out over here. That's great. That's just about lovely. Right then, I'll make sure that I'm getting this right, because otherwise things could go quite horribly wrong. So, we're going to need a crafting table now. Haven't got any of those on my bar. Let's get rid of our timers for now. Mark 2 crafting table. We're going to have a crafting table right there, so we're going to have some redstone coming out of here, and it's going to be going straight into our crafting table. So I've got some redstone on me. Now we're going to pull 9, actually we'll pull 10 redstone out of this filter that's going to be going into this box. This box will be filling up anyway, and the redstone is going to be going straight into here. Great, so our redstone is going to be going into here. We've got this box here is going to go down and underneath. Beautiful, and that's going to come straight up into our craft box. So we're going to get some pipe. We're going to feed the pipe down here. We'll go all the way down. That's great. That's going to come up into that filter. So that's nice and easy. Let's get some dirt so I can fill that up a bit. Oops. Great. Right, so there's our first little bit. We'll stick a panel here and here to make sure that nothing touches that. Now this is going to be making the first craft. There we go. We'll put these together. We'll put them in there. Oh, I've just got rid of my diamonds, so I'm going to need to get a diamond out. There we go. And that is going to be making our energy crystals. And we're going to keep that there for now. There we go. Energy crystals. Now, if we have a look at our recipe for our high voltage solar arrays, which is going to be the end goal of this, high voltage solar arrays need medium voltage solar arrays and a HV transformer. If we have a look at the HV transformer, the first component of the HV transformer is energy crystals. We've done that. Done. Easy freaking peasy. Right, so that's not a problem. We've got that in the bag. Cracking. Right, so now what we're going to need to do, we'll stick a panel there to make sure when we pipe out of this box it doesn't go straight into that craft box, because that's not what we want. Brilliant. Right, got the right amount of redstone needs to be coming out of there, so we're going to need to stick 8 redstone coming through this filter. Well, the Reaper zone 8. Beautiful. 8 redstone going to be coming in from there. 1 diamond going to be coming in from there. We'll stick a filter on the top. Beautiful. And that's going to be pulling out our energy crystals. Oop, not in that direction, it's not. There we go. Now we're not going to need RNG crystals for a while, so they're going to be shooting off up the top, and we're going to be using them a little bit later on. But it's easy, it's nice and easy to put them right there. This machine is going to be reasonably compact. It's not going to be quite as compact as I've made it over here, and you'll see why later. But it's going to be quite important to be able to get to all of the components in this, because it can be quite complex. So we're going to try and make sure that we can get to everywhere. Otherwise, we're going to be a little bit confused later on. Great. So that's the first bit of the redstone. Next, we're going to need another redstone filter coming out of this box. There we go. That's going to be going up there. Lovely. And that's going to have another pipe coming out of the top of it. And we're going to need that a little bit later on. So that pipe is going to be going quite high again. There we go. And we'll just pipe it up there like that for now. So let's have a look at our other components and see what we've got. We've got copper. Now we're definitely going to need copper. So we're going to need to, again, stick another filter coming out of copper. We're going to need another box. Now this is why we're going to need iron boxes. The problem with regular chests is if we put a chest down here, it's going to do this. It's going to stick two chests next to each other, which isn't what we want. So we need to pop that. We're actually going to need a different type of chest to make sure that they don't merge together like that. So we're going to need an iron chest. There we go, iron chest. These are dead easy to make. Oh, I'm in recipe mode. These are dead easy to make. All you need is iron. There we go. You get a regular chest and you surround it with iron, with one piece of iron each, and it will make you an iron chest. And if we put one of these down, there we go. So there's more space in there than there is in a regular chest, but it won't merge with a regular chest. In fact, two iron chests won't even merge with each other. So you could use iron chests all round if you want to, but that's absolutely fine. Great, so we're going to stick another filter on here, coming out of the top. And that's going to be pointing upwards as well. Lovely. Right, we're getting there already. So we're going to need a panel here to make sure that they don't touch each other. And we're going to stick another pipe coming out of this one. There we go. Right, what's the next thing we've got? Sticky resin. We're definitely going to need sticky resin. In fact, we're going to need a lot of sticky resin, annoyingly. So we're going to need our sticky resin and also iron. We're going to need a lot of iron as well. So we're going to pipe both of those things out. Now we're going to need machines, the same as we have over here. And we're going to use basically the same machines. We're going to need two induction furnaces and two centrifuge extractors to get our iron turned into refined iron and our sticky resin turned into rubber. Now, luckily, what we don't need is tin or furnaces, right? So we're going to pretty much be laughing. We've got this bit of space here to utilise, so we don't need to worry too much about space on this end. We are going to need this end box, and in this end box we're going to put gold ingots. Make sure that I've got the right ones. What can I get rid of my cobblestone? Gold ingots, and they're going to go into this end box here. There we go. And again, the reason that that's at the end of the whole pipeline is because it's a high EMC value. And we don't want to be wasting our EMC on the high EMC value items. Whoops! Right at the beginning. So there we go. Now, your gold, we're not going to need till a little bit later on. So what we're in fact going to do is we're going to bury that pipe a little bit down here. That's going to go underneath. Now, I'm going to show you what all of these items do as part of the recipe a little bit later on. But for now, we're just going to get cracking, get that pipe buried. Whoa. Cool, so we've got the basic layouts of items that we're going to need here. So, from here, we're going to need to pipe into our machines. Let's get the machine set up. So we're going to need induction furnaces, 2 of those. And again, I know this is a lot of machines, and I know that they're a bit of a pain to make, but bear with me, because it's going to be worth it in the long run. And we're going to have a centrifuge extractor. That's great. Right, the centrifuge extractors, we're coming out here. We're going to have a sticky resin coming out here, so we're going to need to make sure that we set these filters up properly. So, sticky resin there. We're going to have 4 sticky resin at a time coming out here. 3's probably fine, but 4's not a problem. As soon as the centrifuge extractor's full, it's going to stop feeding it anyway, so that's not a problem. Pop a couple of pipes, pop a couple of panels here to make sure that things don't get stuck together. That's great. I'm going to use the same layout as we did over the other side. So we've got to come out and up and over the top. Otherwise, because we don't want to be feeding into the back of the centrifuge extractor. And we're going to need a second centrifuge extractor up here. That's... oh no, that's probably not going to work. Never mind, let's put these down first. So, 1 extractor. Oh, 2 extractors. Lovely. And we'll put a panel on the back of that one. Bring our pipes up. Great, so we've got 2 centrifuge extractors. Now, the ground centrifuge extractor, we're going to feed power from over there, underneath. So, we'll go underneath quickly for that. Oh, 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 it's the end of the world as we know it. Oh, I need it. Oh, look. Let's get some bedrock and fill that in quickly. Oh, I nearly destroyed the world. Get rid of them because we don't need them now. Don't fall to your death while you're building these. I'm not insured. Great, so we're going to go over here, steal a bit of power. There we are. Oh, that way. Oh, oh. Great. And we'll get some cable, glass fibre cable. You don't have to use glass fibre cable, but you're spending all this money on this machine, so you may as well. Rid of our bedrock. Get some cable. Right, so our glass fibre cable is going to feed along here. It's going to feed to this machine. It's also going to feed along too, because we're going to have a couple more machines over here. Pop. Oops. Oops. Pop. Pop. Beautiful. Great. So, the next thing that we're going to need, we've got 2 centrifuge extractors. Oh, we'll just power them from over here as well. Get our power going on. Bring that along here. Do, 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 do. There we go. That can go away. Great. Right, now our induction furnaces. We're going to have 2 induction furnaces. 1, 2. And we're going to have those at ground level. Because of the power and for a couple of other space reasons, we're going to want both of our centrifuge extractors, both of our induction furnaces, sorry, down at ground level. Which is fine because we can go in this direction because we don't need these 2 boxes here. Right, so we're going to have to do the same thing. We're going to have to feed into the top of them. So stick a couple of covers on to make sure that the pipes don't connect. And we're going to bring our pipe up to the top and then across to this one as well. And we're going to make sure that we've got the right amount of iron. So, to be honest, we can have 4 and 4 iron coming out of here. So it'll filter out, but to be honest, you could just do 8 at a time. It doesn't really make much difference. I'll do 4 and 4. Cool. So that's going to feed. So we've got our induction furnaces. They're powered. We've got our centrifuge extractors. They're both powered. Great. So we got filters now. We're going to need to have filters coming out of these. This is a bit of a pain, to be perfectly honest, these filters. But for space reasons, it's kind of got to be set up like this. So we're going to set all of these up. There we go. Right, I'm going to use an iron box again, but you don't have to for this. So, for the centrifuge extractors, for the induction furnaces, sorry, we're going to have them feeding into an iron box, or a box of any description really, and that's going to go right there. Okay, so they're both going to pump out, they're going to go into the bottom of that box. For the one above, for the centrifuge extractors, that's actually, they're both going to go into the same box up here, one above it. So we're going to panel these pipes off, and that box, make it look a bit neater, and we'll have pipes, there we go, going into that box. Okay, so this bottom one's going to feed into this box up here, the top one's going to feed into the box going that way, and we'll just leave these filters empty because we want it to pull out any rubber that it makes, and this one we want it to pull out any iron that it makes, and they're going to go straight into the box. So that's great. Okay, then we're going to distribute everything that comes out of these from these boxes, which is why this has been set up in this way, because we're going to need quite a lot of each of these items, and they're going to need to be going in several different directions. So we'll set that up in just a second. In fact, let's do that now quickly. So, out of those boxes, that's great. So, out of our iron box, we're going to pull in this direction. There we go. We're going to make sure that we've got a panel there so it doesn't feed straight into the filter. There we go. We're going to have one filter coming in this direction. That's going to be bringing refined iron this way. We're going to have another filter coming out of the top. Oh, this is a bit of a pain. You need to use cobble or something to do this. I'm just going to use filters because I'm in creative mode. Pop. There we go. That's going to be going out of the top. Get it the right way round. There we are. And then we're going to have one coming out the front as well. There we go. So 3 different directions. You see what I mean about this being kind of compact and starting to get a little bit complicated? Yep, that's what I was getting at. So, we've got one coming out the top, so we're going to need a pipe coming out of there. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Let's do it like that. There we go, that's much easier. Pipe coming out of here. Pipe coming out of there. There we go. Then out of our... there we go. Out of our rubber box... Sorry. Out of our rubber box, we're going to have a filter coming out of the top, and again we're going to have to panel that off. There we are. Oh, look. Oh, there we are. Right. That's coming out of the top. That's beautiful. Great. We're going to have another one coming out of the side. So we're going to need one coming out of the other side as well. I need to make sure I've got this right. The amount of iterations I went through before I got this right is unbelievable. Great. And then we're going to need another one coming out of the front, just to confuse things. And then we're going to have to get these filters right. So, get rid of him. There we go. Filter going in that direction. So this is our kind of main distribution point, and that's probably one of the most complex parts of this. There we go. Oh, we're going to have a pipe coming out of the top there. Great, so we've got a little star arrangement going on here. But trust me, it's a lot more complicated than... It's a lot less complicated than it looks. It's a lot more complicated than it looks as well. Great. Let's make it daytime. Daytime. Cool. So, next thing we're going to do, let's bring this out a little bit so we're aware of it, so we don't get confused about what's going on. That's excellent, that is. Look at that. Right, now, we're going to need a couple more boxes along the way here, a couple more craft boxes. So we've got our first craft box here, that's right there. That's making our energy crystals. That's going to be pumping them out. Now we're going to need another craft box just over a little bit from that. So we're going to put a panel here. We're going to have another craft box probably there, I think. That's great. Right. Now this pipe can feed into that craft box. I think that's fine. Have we left enough gap there? Yeah, we've left enough gap there. That's great. Because this craft box is going to be making our low voltage solar array. So if we have a quick look at them. There we go, low voltage solar arrays. Now, this is the first thing that we're going to need to craft on the way to our high voltage arrays. That's going to take our solar panels, which we've been making on the first machine that we made in the other video, and it's also going to need LV transformers. Now, LV transformers, sorry, this is what this box is going to be doing, LV transformers. That needs copper cables, wooden planks, which we're pulling straight from this box over here, and copper. So we're going to need to get copper over to this as well from just over there, which is not going to be a problem. We can go underneath. Okay, so here we're going to be pulling rubber out. So let's make sure I've got a bit of rubber on me. I do. Now for the craft for the insulated copper cables, we need 6 rubber. Okay, so we're going to pull 6 rubber out of the side here. We're going to bring it straight down into another craft box. Okay, so that's going to go down here. Pop. We're going to put a panel here. There we go. And our craft box is going to go there. There we go. So this craft box is going to be making us our insulated copper cable. So, whoops, get rid of that. We got some rubber there, like that, not like that, there we go. Then we're going to need copper. Now copper, whoops, there we go. Copper's coming out of here, conveniently. Oh, look at that. So that's coming out of here. Copper's coming into this iron box here. So we're going to need another filter coming out of this iron box. Pop. We'll align it properly. There we go. Now we need 3 copper a time. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. That's going to be coming into this craft box. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be making us insulated copper cables. So our insulated copper cables are going to be pulled out of the top of this craft box via filter pop. And we will align our filter properly. That's lovely. There we go. We'll block off these other filters to make sure that the pipe doesn't go straight into them. Beautiful. Then we'll block off down here and we'll have our pipe coming straight out of here. So this filter is going to be pulling out 2 copper cables at a time, because that's what we need for this craft here. 1, 2. Okay? We're going to need 4 wood. And the wood's already being pulled out of here 4 at a time, and it's going to go into there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going in there as well. So our insulated copper cables are going to be coming out of this filter 2 at a time and straight down into this craft box. Oh, actually, I've done that slightly wrong, haven't I? Because we're going to need a couple of different insulated. We're going to need a couple of insulated copper cable runs going to different places. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to pop a box down on top of that. There we go. That's the first thing to do. Box down on top of our insulated copper cables. So our insulated copper cables are going to be pulled out of the craft box. We're going to put all of our insulated copper cables actually want to go straight into this box here. So we're going to remove from that filter. And then we're going to have another filter coming out the side. There we go. That is going to have our 2 insulated copper cables that we need for this craft in it. And they're going to go straight into that box. There we go. So for our low voltage solar arrays, we've already got 2 of our components. We've got wood, which we're not going to need again for anywhere else. And we've got copper cables, which are coming straight out of here, which is lovely. Yeah. So the last thing that we're going to need is copper. Copper ingots. So for that, we're going to need to go underneath. So we've got our copper feeding into a box here. Yep. So one of it's going up, and one of it's going out the front. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to go up. We're not going to go down. I don't think we're going to need the space, so that's not a problem. We're going to go up. So we're going to, oh, yeah, look at that. Right, we're going to panel off here. Pop and pop. And we're not going to panel them off. We'll bring this out. We need a panel there. Panel there. Here. There we go. There we are, and we will bring it over. Bring it down. I'm going to bring it down. Yeah, we'll bring it down right next to the box. So we'll panel this pipe off. There we go. Panel this baby off as well. Sure we're not going to hit anything. Not put one on the floor. That's freaking lovely, that is. Look at that. Pipe, pipe. Panel that, I'll cover that off. There. There we go. And that's our last component for our LV solar array craft copper. So the copper out of there, we're only going to need 3. So that filter's going into that box, that's fine, that can be empty. Fill that box up. Actually, we will fill this. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there. We'll put 10 in, just to be sure that we're getting enough into there. And we'll put 1, 2, 3 out of this one, because that's going to be going round and into this box. And we're going to need 3 for this craft. So 1, 2, 3, pop. LV transformers. That's nice and easy. So we're getting LV transformers already. We'll have a filter pulling the LV transformers straight out of there. There we go. And then a couple over, we're going to put another craft box. So we've got LV transformers. The next thing along that we're going to need is LV transformers. The next thing along that we're going to need is LV solar arrays. Okay, so we're going to take these LV transformers that we've got, and we're going to take the solar panels that we've got from over there, and we're going to put both of them into this box, and we're going to make LV solar arrays. So, a couple of panels, pop, pop, another panel here, there we go. We're going to have a pipe coming out of there, down the side, beautiful, going into that box. Then from over here, what we're actually going to do is we'll bury this cable to make it look a little bit neater. There we go, so we'll have a filter coming out of this box. There we are. We'll have it coming round here, all the way. Beautiful. So it's going to go into the bottom of that box and it's going to be nice and out of the way. Oh, there we are. Bring that along here. Great. So that's going to bring our solar panels, which we've got stored in this box. This machine's off at the minute, so it's not making any. All the way around here. And into our first craft, which is making LV solar arrays, which is great. We've already got the first type of solar array. LV solar arrays are really powerful. So that's basically 8 solar panels in one block, which is way better than regular solar panels. Takes up much less room. So a power flower, using LV solar arrays is going to be lovely and powerful compared to what you're possibly already using. Let's cover that up. That looks lovely now. It's going around the side and they're being fed straight into here. So we're going to have another filter coming out of here. There we go. And shortly that's going to be being fed into our MV solar arrays. But before we do that, we're going to need MV transformers. So we need to sort our craft out for MV transformers. So this lot's working really nicely. I mean, this filter can pull out everything that's being created. That's great. Everything else we've got, all the base components we've got filtered off, so that's perfect. Cool. So that's the first load of stuff that we've got going on. That's beautiful, that is. Look at that. Let's move on to our MV transformer craft, because that's the next thing that we're going to need to make our arrays. So we're going to space a bit out here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have another one there. There we go. And we're going to stick down a craft table here. Beautiful. Because the first thing that we're going to need is gold. Okay, so our gold, let's turn this rain off. Our gold's going to be coming out of here. We need 3 at a time for our gold. So let's just grab a bit of gold and make sure that the filter's pumping 3 at a time out. Not 4. Rubbish at this, me. God. Right, they're going to be coming over here into this craft box. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And that's going to make us gold cable. Beautiful. So the gold cable is going to be pumped out at the top of this box. There we are. Oh, there we go. Pipe on top of that. Great, so we're coming over here. Now what we're aiming for here, I'll show you the recipe. MV transformers. There we go. So MV transformers are machine blocks and 2 times insulated gold cable. So this is the craft we're going to be using for our gold cable. We're going to create a gold cable, which we've just done in that craft box, and then we need to add rubber to it, which is pretty easy. All we're going to need to do, make it day quickly, is we're going to bring this underground. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3. We're probably going to put it about there, I think. Great. So this filter is going to come out. We're going to drop this right down underground. There we go. We're going to bring that underground along here, and we're going to stick a craft box right on top of that. Pop. Excellent. Don't know if you can see where this is going. We're going to panel that off because we're probably going to need to run something on top of it shortly. So that's going underneath. Now we've got a handy pipe here that can go straight down into this craft box. So we've got our gold cables going in, and we've got rubber going in from over here. So this filter is going to need to pull 2 rubber out at a time. There we go. So we're going to have 1 gold cable and 2 rubber. And that's going to make us 2 times insulated gold cable, which is the first part of our craft for our MV solar arrays. For our MV transformers. I'm going to keep doing that. So I need to make sure that that's separated. I'm going to do that as well. Stick a filter on top of this. Oh, there we go. We're going to want that to be pulling out 1 2 times insulated gold cable at a time, although to be honest you could just leave it empty, doesn't really make much odds. I'm going to have a pipe coming out of the top of that. There we go. So that is the first part of our MV transformer. The next part of our MV transformer is going to be right next to it, conveniently. So we're going to put another craft table down, and this pipe that we've now got here, I'm going to have to panel that off quickly, cover it off, sorry, do that and that. This pipe here, there we go, that's pulling our refined iron into this box and then straight out of this filter here. This one only actually needs to pull 4 refined iron out at a time. Now we're going to need 8 for the craft, but we don't actually need that many of these. Let's get rid of them. We don't actually need all that many of these MV transformers. So it doesn't matter if we only get 1 every 2 ticks rather than 1 every 1 tick. So we're going to say 4 at a time is going to come out of that filter. It's going to go into this box. This box is going to crafters. There we go. Machine blocks. Machine blocks are going to be pulled out of the top of here. We're going to stick a cover on there. They're going to come, whoa, yeah, there we are. Straight out of here. Like that. Then it's going to come down the side, so we're going to need a couple more covers here. Like that. And we're going to bring the pipe down and across. Great. So, this one is going to come straight across here. There we go. We're going to have another craft table here. We're going to bring our 2 times insulated gold cable down out of this one here to meet this box. Excellent. Now what we've got is we've got 2 times insulated gold cable. We'll grab a couple of them. So the craft is going to be 2 of those. And we're going to need a, from around here, machine block. There we go. Put the machine block in the middle. There we go. MV transformers, which is just bloody excellent, really. So, a couple of covers there. Another filter on top of this to pull our MV transformers out of that craft table. There we go. And a pipe on top. Lovely. So we're going to pull straight from that pipe right down like that. From here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stick a couple of covers here, and we're going to pull straight from that pipe straight down, and then stick a craft box there. Lovely. So we've got MV transformers coming out of here and going into there. We've got LV solar arrays coming out of here and into there. Lovely. So LV solar arrays. Let's just get the craft put in there, because we didn't do that, did we? Because I'm stupid. So that's solar panels all the way around the outside, and an LV transformer, which I've got there. There we go. Let's just go get some solar panels quickly. Let's get a few of them, and we'll make sure that this filter is only pulling 1 at a time out. Otherwise we're going to flood the whole arrangement, which is not really what we want. There we go. So that's going to be making us, there we go, low voltage solar arrays. There we are. Now the low voltage solar arrays are going to come out of here and go into there, where we are going to need 8 of them. There we go. And an MV transformer in the middle. And if I had 8 of them, if I can make 8 of them, without an LV, no, let's just grab some. In cheat mode. Oh no, low voltage. Yeah. Stick some low voltage solar arrays in there. Oh, have I done that wrong? Yep, there we go. Oh, what have I done with them? There they are. Bugger in Pratt I am. And MV transformers. There we go. And that's going to make us medium voltage solar arrays. Loads of those we're going to have. Yep, so that's going to be pumping those out, which is great. So we're going to need a couple more panels, a couple more covers, sorry. Going like this. A filter on top of here. Lovely. Pipe coming out. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to pull straight down the side. Like that. With a pipe coming down here. Like that. We're going to stick a panel on the side here. Make it reasonably neat. There we are. Now the reason we're going to do that I'll show you in a moment, but one thing that we're going to want to do is decide that these MV transformers are feeding into. We're going to want to slot block that. Now I'm trying to work out which side that's going to be. I think it might be this one here, but we'll work that out when the machine starts running. What we don't want is we don't want this box to be filled with too many of these medium MV transformers, because we're also going to need some MV transformers for another craft a little bit later on. And if they're all feeding into this box, then they're never going to overflow to the box that's slightly further away. So we're going to need to slot block. I think it's this one. There we go. So we only get one stack here of MV transformers. There we go. The low voltage solar arrays are all going to be pumped out of this slot anyway. So that's sorry, the medium voltage solar arrays are all going to be pumped out here. We can have as many low voltage solar arrays in here as we want, but you could slot block that as well, just to make sure that you're not using too many resources. We'll work that out a little bit later on. So that's coming straight out of here. Great. So they're going to be going straight into another craft box, and that craft box, here we go, that is going to be making our HV solar arrays, which is the final part of this craft, but we're not quite close enough to make them yet. The first part of the HV solar array craft, if we can have a quick look. Oh, that's the HV transformer. Hi, Oval. There we are. Right, so medium voltage solar arrays, which we've now got coming out of this box here, and they're going to be going into there. So medium voltage solar arrays, I need to go all the way around the outside of this craft, and we're going to need a HV transformer, the same as we did for the other types of transformers, in the middle. Okay, so we're going to have medium voltage solar arrays all the way around the outside, and a high voltage transformer in the middle. So we need to make our high voltage transformers, because that's the one part of this that we're not actually crafting yet. So we're going to need to sort that out. Now we've got one part of it, that's over here. That's going to be our energy crystals, which are going to be coming out of this craft box. Now they're going to need to go over all of this stuff that's going on, because our HV craft, our HV transformer craft, is going to be somewhere over here. The problem is the HV transformer craft is the most annoying part of this entire thing. So let's get that going, shall we? So we're going to want to move over here. Let's just move over here a little bit. We're going to stick down a craft table in line with this pipe. Donk. It's a bit easy, wasn't it? Right, and we're going to have that pipe feed into this craft table, and I'll show you why. Lovely. Because the first part of our HV transformer craft is 4 times insulated HV cables, and we can make those in a very similar way to the way that we made those gold cables over here, by making our gold cable first and then insulating it afterwards. So this pipe here, this filter here, is going to need 3 refined iron coming out of it, and this craft box is going to have 1, 2, 3 refined iron being pulled out of it, which is going to make us high voltage HV cables. Great. So we're going to put a panel on here, get rid of the flipping rain again. There we are. Panel on the side of there. Filter pulling our HV cable straight out of that box. Lovely. So here we go. Pipe there. We're going to stick panels here, and we're going to pipe this down 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 here, And across one. There we go. And we're going to have our craft table there. I think. Is that a good place to have it? Yeah, looks like a good place to have it to me. So that's the first thing that we've got going into there. We've got HV cables. So we're going to need a HV cable as part of this craft. The next thing that we're going to need is rubber. So we're going to need 3 rubber across the top, and that's going to make our 4 times insulated HV cables. So we need to get our rubber from somewhere else. Let's make it daytime. Now our rubber is going to come from up here. So this is going to have to go a little bit high. We have to bring our rubber all the way along here and down. There's a reason that it's going this high. Again, this is not the most compact, although it is a reasonably within sensibilities compact design. Now you can try and make this more compact if you like, but I think it works quite nicely. But you can adjust it however you like once you've got the idea. I've just run out of flipping panels, covers even. Let's get some more. Oh. There we go. Right, cover there. So, pipe, 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 rubber, and maze balls, rubber. So this is going to need 3 rubber coming out of it. I've lost all my rubber. Somebody's half-inched all my rubber. There we go. We've got rubber. It's going to be coming out here. 1, 2, 3. 3 rubber coming out and over and down. The reason it's going to need to go up like that is because, oh, there we go. We're going to need another cover here, because this pipe is going to be coming up a little bit as well, and that's going to be going off somewhere else. So that's got our iron in it. There we go. That's going to be feeding iron to another craft in a minute. Right, so we've got our 4 times insulated HV cable. We're going to have to pipe those out of here. So filter is going to come out like that. We're going to get a pipe, stuff it up the top and go up. We're going to stick a panel on here like that, and we're going to bring a couple of panels probably down here as well. Oh, actually, probably not going to need those there. We'll just get rid of them. So we're going to 1, 2, 3. We're going to have it come into there. I'm going to have this pipe coming over the top of this. Again, you can take it in a different direction if you want, as long as the end result is it gets down here. There we go. Beautiful. So that's coming all the way over here. Right, and that's going to go underneath like that. We're going to have a craft table. Pop! There. Yes. Right, so we're going to need a couple of these HV 4 times insulated HV cables, so I'll grab a couple of them, which is good because that's all it's got. And they're going to be going into here, and that's going to be the first part of our HV transformer craft. Right, so there's a couple of other things we need for the HV transformer. There he is. So we need MV transformers and we need energy crystals. So we're going to need to get both of those things over here. So we're making both of those things. Right, we're making our MV transformers here, and this box is slot blocked so that it can only take a certain amount. So once this box is full, it's going to be overflowing those over in this direction. So we'll put that pipe in a moment. And the other pipe that we've got is this one here, which is creating energy crystals. And again, that's going to be coming over the top. So let's move that. So we're going to bring that straight across the top of these pipes here. Like that. There we are. And it's going to go pop, excuse me, I'm trying to pop. There we go. Pop, 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 poppity, pop and a pop. There. Excellent, Colin. Yeah, let's just make sure that we've got this in line. So let's bring this pipe up a minute out of this final box. So we're going to bring him up like that. Pipe on top. Covers on the side. Pipe down. Lovely. And we're going to have a box here. And we'll use that in a minute. A couple of minutes. A couple of panels across the top here. I'm going to bring this pipe over a bit more. pipe, pipe. It's looking a bit better. We'll bring him across a couple, and then bring him down. I'm going to feed him straight into the back of that craft box. Lovely. So now we're going to have energy crystals coming from over here. Let's grab one out of this box. Whoops, there we are. There's an energy crystal. He's going to be coming all the way over the top, down here, into the back of this box. And he needs to go there. There we go. It's a bit bloody lovely, isn't it? Now the next thing that we're going to need to do, let's just make it daytime again. There we go. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this pipe here that's going to be bringing our MV transformers in. So we're going to bring that down as well. So we'll bring that down here. And what we're going to do, we're probably going to have to take that underground, I think. Right, we're going to bring it across one. Out there. Bring it up to here. And we're going to take it down like this. I'm going to bring it around this side. Oops. There we go. So we're going to bring this. Oops. Panel that off quickly. Cover it off, sorry. Up like that, and then round. There we go. A little bit wiggly, but it's not a problem. So that's coming out of there. So these are going to pipe out of here. Now this box here is closer, so the first thing it's going to do is go into this box, and it's going to fill up. Now that'll fill up fairly quickly, so we don't need to worry too much about that, and that'll have a nice supply. Once that's full, it's going to pipe them out round here and feed them to our HV box. So that's great. So let's cover that over so it's nice and neat. There we go. Excellent, Colin. Right. If you're not called Colin, it's still excellent. I won't worry too much. Lovely. So that's the next part of this craft going in here. We've got our MV transformers. Let's pull one out, put it into the craft. Oh, I haven't got any. Let's just grab one. MV transformer. Get rid of them because we're not going to need them anymore. That's going to go in the centre. There we go. We'll pop a few in there. Lovely. So we're nearly done with this craft. We're nearly done with our HV transformer craft. There's one component that we're missing, and that is electrical circuits. So this is a bit of a pain, but not too much of a pain. So for electrical circuits, there we go. We're going to need 6 copper cable, 2 redstone, and a refined iron. Now we've got each of those components being pulled out from various places over here. So we're just going to need to bring them over and make sure that they're going into the box. Now we're going to need a craft box to make our electrical circuits. Then we're going to pull out of the electrical circuits box and feed into there, and that is going to make our HV transformers. So let's get that sorted. Right, so what we'll do is we'll do here. I think we'll put it. We're going to need another craft table. There, as long as I put those in the right place. Oh, that's a box. Yeah, craft table. Right, so this is going to be our craft table that's going to be making us our electrical circuits. So we're going to put some panels, some covers, sorry, going over here. Bit of a cover there. Right, so the first thing that we're going to need in the centre of this craft is we're going to need refined iron. So remember this fella that we brought up here? That's refined iron. So he's going to need to be pulling out one at a time, this filter. And it's going to be coming up and it's going to be going over. Now you could have put this a bit lower, but you've got to be careful because you need to make sure that you can get your red alloy wire to these filters. So bring it up a bit higher is a good idea. So we're going to bring this up and over, all the way across and down to this box. There we go. That's the first part. That was dead easy. Yeah, so that's our refined iron, our last piece of refined iron that's going to be going down into this box over here. That's the first bit. The next bit is going to be pretty much just as easy. So we're going to need, I'm just going to put a cover there, a cover not there, here, there we are, and cover here. And need to go up there like that. That should be just about right. So, over here, in this box, that's where our copper cable is going to be going. So we're going to need to pull a bit more copper cable out of this box. So we will stick a filter, another filter on top of this box. There we go. Pipe coming out of there. Then we just need to make sure that this filter is pulling the right amount of copper cable out. 2 at a time is fine. We need 6 for the craft, but we're only going to need a very, very small amount of these electrical circuits. So we don't need to make them as swiftly as we have been making other things. So 2 at a time is going to be fine. Grab some copper cable. 1, 2. Great. That's going to be coming out here. We're going to, oops, I'm going to pull this pipe over in this direction. And this pipe is going to go down here, straight into that box. Great. So that is now 2 of our items coming into this box. We've got our refined iron, which is going to be going in the middle. We've got our copper cable, which is going to be going top and bottom like that. Last thing we're going to need is a couple of redstone. So we're going to need to get those from somewhere, and that's going to make our electronic circuits. So we're just going to need to make sure that we pull redstone over to this box, and we're going to be nearly done. Now, if you remember over here, when I said we were going to leave this guy for later, this is redstone. This is our redstone cable, which we put, our redstone pipe, which we put there right at the beginning. So that's going to need to be pulling out 2 redstone for this craft that we're going to need, and we're going to bring it adjacent to the cable that we just laid over, the pipe that we just laid over, sorry. So we're going to bring some panels over here. Bring them down. Bring them down. Bring them down, bitch. You give me this. You know, all this effort. We're going to dig down a little bit. There we go, like that. I'm going to make sure that everything's nicely panelled off so that nothing has a little bit of touching, because that would be inappropriate in a way that we don't really want. Excellent. Right. And then we're going to bring a pipe, sorry, coming out of that box. And it's going to come up here. We're going to need to make sure that we cover this one off. And there we go. So a lot of cover's required to make sure that this goes in. And this is why I said that this is quite compact, this design. Because a lot of our pipes are actually touching each other. I need a lot of covers to make sure that they all work properly. Bop. There we go. So now we've got redstone. Redstone's coming up across and down here. There we go. And that's going into the bottom of this craft box. So now we've got everything. Everything is going into this craft box. Everything that we're going to need to make our electronic circuits. So now what we need to do is pipe them out. So let's get our electronic circuits coming out of here. With a filter. There we go. Another couple of covers. And what we'll do is we'll bring a pipe out of there. And we'll bring it round here. And we'll cover this one over here. That one over there. Round here, down here, straight into the craft box. So again, a little bit wiggly, but not a problem. So that's going to be pulling out our electronic circuits, and they're going to be going into this craft box. And that's the last thing that we needed. So here, if I can pull some out, that's going to be making us a lovely amount of electronic circuits. Oh, I can't get out. I can't get out. I'm a bit... there we are. Oh. Right, electronic circuit. That's part of the craft. HV transformers now. We're making them. You know we're making them. So, we are now going to pull our HV transformers out of this box. So we're going to get a filter on top of this bugger. we're gonna do a bit of this. There we go. Pull this pipe out. Bring it down. There we are. And what we'll do is we will... I'm probably going to have to pop that box quickly. We'll bring that across, down, and underneath this final craft box here. So I'm going to need a panel there. That's great. We'll bring this pipe over, down, underneath. There we go. And that's going into that box. We'll panel this off. There we go, like that. There we are, and we'll stick our box back down. Pop. There we are. Right, get a little bit of this going on. Poof. Right, so now we've got our HV transformers. They're coming out of here. They're going underneath. And that was the last thing that we needed. Our HV transformers. If I grab a couple. HV transformers, get rid of that, some of them. They're going to go in the middle, and they're going to go into this box as well. And that's the last thing that we needed, because we've got our medium voltage solar arrays coming across this pipe. We've now got our HV transformers coming along here into this box. That's everything. That is the last part of the entire bloody craft. That's it. Now, the only thing that we need to do is make sure that we stick some cable, stick some red alloy wire all over the shop. We're going to stuff it all around these, and we're going to make sure that they're all powered, and we're going to power them from the same timer as we've got running these ones over here, so we don't have to put any more timers down and confuse things. So let's just get some marble brick, actual marble brick, thank you, and we'll run some marble brick around here so that we can get our red alloy wire. There we are. I'm going to feed it from there all the way around here. There we go. And onto here. And that's now actually going to start receiving a pulse as soon as we're ready to go. Now I'm not going to video this because you guys should already know how to put your red alloy wire down. Now it's not too complicated this, so I don't think you're going to miss any, but just be careful. Make sure that everything's connected. Everything can be on exactly the same pulse, so you don't need to worry about putting a second timer in. Everything should be fine to go at exactly the same rate. There we go, across here. There we are. And again, you'll have to go all the way round, go all the way along here. I'll stick some of these down. Pop, 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 pop. Go for it. Right, you guys put your covers down. Feed, I mean, all of this is accessible. If you've built this the way that I've just built it, all of this is going to be accessible. You're going to be able to get power to everything. Nothing should be in the way of anything. Yeah? There shouldn't be any pipes getting in the way of any of your filters. Right? So you guys go ahead, stick your wire down. I'll come back in a moment when I've done mine. Race ya! Go! I won! Right then. What we've got here going on is our entire machine. So let's go turn it on. Let's go turn this beast on. So we'll go back to our lever over here because these two timers are running the entire thing. We'll turn them on. So these timers are now running this machine here, which is making us solar panels. The solar panels are being pumped out over here, and I've uncovered this bit so you can see what's going on. They're being pumped out over here. They're going round here. They're going round here. They're carrying on over there, and they're going into the first part, which is the LV transformer craft. Okay, all of this is being powered, and what we should find, there we go, is in this box here, yeah, we've got high voltage solar arrays. So we've got our low voltage solar arrays being made here with the solar panels and the LV transformers. They're being pumped out and into this box. I've slot blocked this box to make sure that it doesn't take up too many transformers. Like I said before, it's actually this center slot. You can use anything to slot block it, that's fine. So that's filled up. I'm using 2 slots. I don't need to be using 2 slots. Let's just use 1. There we go, so that that overflows properly. That's going to be making, once that's got 8 There we go, it's just done one. Once it's got 8 low voltage solar arrays, it's going to make 1 medium voltage solar array, which is going to go out of this pipe and into this pipe. Then this, again, this is going to be slot blocked. That's going to take your medium voltage solar arrays, and once it's got 8 of those, it's going to stuff them together with a HV transformer that it's getting from over here, and it's going to make you HV solar arrays. Look at that. And that's it. That's your entire craft. The whole shebang. The kit and caboodle. The whole lot is being made in one neat machine, which if we look at it from above, is quite compact. A little bit complicated. Only a little bit complicated. Hopefully you've followed all of that. It shouldn't be too difficult. And if you stick a world anchor down and leave this baby running, you will come back and you will have plenty of HV solar arrays. There we go. So if any of you guys have got any questions about anything that I've done, or if I didn't explain anything properly, shove them babies in the comments, and hopefully I'll be able to clarify everything. I might do a couple of short videos with tips, like the slot blocking thing, just so that you're not wasting too many resources. The cheap resources is not a problem, but for the more expensive stuff, I mean, you don't want to be making stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of HV transformers, because let's face it, you're not going to need that many. So you can slot block this so that it only ever makes one stack, and then it just stops crafting them. Yep, so these are going to bounce back now because this is all slot blocked and it doesn't need them anymore. In a moment. Alright, so that's it. There we go, they're bouncing back. That's it. That's your whole craft. That's everything that you need to know to make your own working HV solar array factory. And again, the entire thing is actually running off one high voltage solar array running through an MFSU. And once you've got a few of these things, you can have all the power you're ever going to need. I'll put up a couple of videos on what you can do with that power once you've got it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Newbie5.